Well, I did fall. That's a fact. Welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors. Now, listen, this is the Warwolf sent to me by Shany at Shade, Indonesia. Here's the deal. I think someone had bought it, and they were swinging on some West Virginia red oak and got a chip in the blade. So Shany told him to send it to me. He said, "Brother, will you please fix it, put it on the review circuit, and then when you get it back, we'll go from there." I said, "Absolutely." So the guy on Facebook's Captain Spalding's good dude. He sent it. He goes, "Man, I'm not sure." He said, "Heat treating a blade, something of this size, it's going to happen." And the truth is, guys, he's correct. He took it very well, and Shany's willing to make it right. And here's the truth. What I wanted to do, because the thing that I believe in more than anything is transparency, right? I'm not going to sit here and try to fool you. There's two versions or two sides to this review. There's the long sleeve shirt, and then obviously in a t-shirt. There's also about 20 pounds different. These are about a month apart. And here's the thing. The only way to review this is by chopping and swinging. That's it, right? So I took it to my studio, and one thing I want everybody to understand is this. That is private property. It's Kirk's property. We're building kind of a YouTube studio. Some of that stuff's got to come out. What better way to demonstrate knives, etc., than by taking stuff out? And really, this is a hard-hitting beast. Now, in the long sleeve shirt, it's not repaired at all. What I wanted to do is keep kind of swinging on that chip. Let's see, was that a fluke? Because guys, listen to me. When you get, and it was a chip, but it wasn't like, oh my God, it's catastrophic. But the thing is, when you pay for something, you don't want it to chip, right? I've had enough of Shany's products in my hands that I can tell you that was probably just a one-off. It could have got twisted. A million things could have went wrong. And what I did was went straight at that chip. You'll see it all throughout this video. There was no further damage done. What I'm going to do is when this is over, I'm going to work on it a little bit, and then it's going to Pistol Pete. He'll work on it a little bit, put out a review, and then we'll find if somebody else wants to swing it and play with it, that's what we'll do. But here's the thing. I need to get a weight on it, and the thing is this. I've got the specs, so let me give them to you. This is the Shade Indonesia Warwolf. It's made out of 5160 steel. Shany is very adept with 5160. Now, the blade thickness is between 3/16 and a quarter, so I'm sure it's a millimeter. I'm just not sure which one. But it's right there between 3/16 and 1/4 inch thick. The overall length is 30 1/4 inches. The blade length is 17.5 inches. The cutting edge is 17.5 inches. The handle is 13 inches. Now, I did not count the pommel. It's got kind of a skull crusher pommel, kind of one that Shany puts on a lot of his that I really like. That's another couple inches. But overall, the overall length is 30 1/4. That's from tip to the bottom of the pommel. I'm thinking that the handle scales are either rosewood or micarta. I'm not sure. And Shany, if you're watching this, man, let us know. But Shany does 5160, man, as good as anybody. Now, what you're seeing is a lot of hackberry trees and some of the camphor trees and things like that. And like I said, they had to come out. This thing is a hard-hitting, it's not a machete, it's thicker than that, but it acts like one, doesn't it? Great for clearing brush, good for chopping, light chopping. Now, later in the video, I'm going to sink it into some oak a couple of times and right on where the chip was. Let's just see, guys, sometimes flukes happen. And that's what I believe, because Shany is a master maker. He's one of the best in Indonesia. Hell, he's one of the best in the world. I've probably had my hands on 30 or 40 pieces that Shany has made. Phenomenal maker, stands behind his work. That I've never heard a bad word with Shany in customer service, and it's proven again here. The thing that I like about this blade so much is the weight forward. Now, the weight on this beast is 3 pounds, 12.2 ounces. Got a good bump to it. It's heavy, it's weight forward, but I like the weight distribution because I can also swing it one hand. Now, watch this, let's see. You see the big bites there, and I got a little off, but it landed 3 times in a row, 4 times in a row. Let's see if we can do it again. What are you doing, Scab? 3 or 4 times in a row, dead center where I want it to land. So it's easily controlled. Now, the truth is, the blade width is 3 inches and 1/8. So it is super, super wide. So you've got it weight forward, super wide, very comfortable. Handle is insanely comfortable. You can baseball bat it, just like old Scabber's doing there and looking like he does day in and day out. Again, light brush clearing. I'm also, the studio is part of the swamp, just in case y'all didn't know. Anywhere in Florida, Northeast Florida, you're going to have vines, you're going to have briars, you're going to have all kind of things. And again, I can't stress this enough. This stuff is coming out anyway, okay? So we're going to clear it up now. The trees that are the camphor trees start off as weeds, okay? There will be 9 million more of them. So to all my dear tree-hugging friends, bear in mind, they're killing the Amazon. Leave me alone. I'm just clearing out some trees, getting the place ready for use. Now, the other side of it is, the camphor trees, once they dry out, son, it's like burning diesel fuel. And you never want to drop one on your head like I did there. But then again, only old Scabber, a lesser reviewer wouldn't show it. Wouldn't show falling. I'll show you everything. I don't give a shit. I've made it to 52 years of age, beat up, rode hard, and put up wet, son. At this point, there ain't no need to hide shit. What I wanted to go over in this video is this. It's a swinger. That's what it is. It's a basher. It's a crasher. It's sharp as shit. Quality materials, well made. And you say, Scab, what about the chip? I ain't worried about no damn chip, guys. Using a machete, using a cutting instrument day in and day out, dude, shit's gonna happen. Y'all know how many times that I've been using a knife and go to pop cut something or do something and hit a damn bolt or hit a nail or not see a fence there. It happens all the time. A minor chip or even a slightly more than a minor chip is going to occur. My thing with a chip is this: how does it respond once it's repaired? Is it a one-off? And I believe, with all my heart, that it was. And you see the power that you can draw here. And it's done. I'm not really coming out of my shoes. They're quick pop. Some of them I'm getting on up there with. But truthfully, not having to just kill it. Let's watch it swing a little bit. I'm going to get me a swig of Propel. Y'all stay tuned. I'll be right back. Well, if you didn't make what you made, it wouldn't be it. We're going back here and talking about control again. Yes, it's 3 pounds, but it's a very, very control. And you see, it's just a wick. It's got some cool looking fullers there. And you see there where we just kind of repaired the chip. I'll fix it up a little more before I send it to Pistol Pete. But I could swing this thing all day, man. And I think it's because the weight forward, there's no real shock in the hands. The handles are done very, very well. I love that. I love the control you can muster from it. I love the power you can muster from it. We're just clearing off. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about this too. What I would like to do in this particular area that I'm in, I was talking to Kirk about it today. That's why we're kind of focusing in on this area, not the cleared out area. We're going to put kind of a bushcrafty style thing right there where we're at. When you come in the front, like if you came in the front of the studio and hung a right, that's kind of where I'm standing. And that's kind of where I want to make my bushcrafty area. We're going to do some bushcraft shelter builds, some tarp camping, some things like that. The other area will be for knife reviews, tent camps, things like that. And guys, honestly, we're at almost 13 minutes of nothing but swinging this thing over 2 or 3 days. And I'm going to be honest with you, didn't get sore, didn't get fatigued, didn't have blisters, and the thing's just badass. You see how hard it hits. And I'll say this too. I'll say this too. A lot of times when you get something of this size, this is a weapon. It's what it is, right? You can use it as a tool, but this is a weapon. When you get things of this size and this nature, how quickly can you adapt to it? You say, well, Scab, you pick it up and swing it. Okay, all right, cool. Yes, you do that. Yes, I do that. But there are certain things that just fit, that they just work. This just works. The balance is there, the weight's there, and it hits hard. Guys, before we go any further, let's do this, because this part's very important to me in the life of the channel. There was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. The real number's between 15 and 29, and I've said this often. Whether it's 15, 22, 29, 30, no matter what, guys, anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. Vets, we love you. You have a place here. Man, that's all that means. You're welcome here. I back the blue. It's a personal choice. I've given my reasons a million times. I'm not arguing with you over it. I'm not trying to convince you of it. There's two things I'll never do on this channel. I'll never try to sell you shit, and I'll never try to convince you of shit. I back the blue. It's a personal choice. My kid's a cop, but before he was, I still did it. And for those of you who would say back the blue before it happens to you, it's happened to me more than it's happened to you. It's just a choice. Won't shove it down your throat. Won't argue with you about it. Finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. And I am, and I've fought the good fight. I know we got a lot of subscribers who fight that fight. So if you're new here and you're like, damn, I'm battling, there's plenty of folks here who's been with it as well. And we know what you're going through. Well, guys, here's the deal. I wanted to finish up on a strong note. So I crashed it into that oak a couple of times, right smack dab again on that chip. And then this is probably a 3-inch diameter log, and I just wanted to beat on this thing. Is it smart to do it? Well, I mean, you know, we're here to test stuff. We're here to show stuff. I'm not here to destroy it. That's not what this channel is about. We are a use channel, and I wanted to show you this thing work, and it works well. Shany, brother, man, I love you. You're one of the best builders I know. This is the Warwolf, boys and girls, 5160 rosewood. I'm Scab. You're not. Love y'all. I'm gone, son.